Jill and Jack were driving on Colchester Road near Clifton, Virginia, a deserted stretch of highway through the woods. In the midst of heavy rain, the sky suddenly darkened. The lightning crackling, and thunder rumbling. Jill suggested, "We have to get to Clifton as fast as we can." Jack nodded. When he applied the brakes, the car skidded on the wet roadway. They went careening off the road. Jack, pale and trembling, turned to see Jill. "Yeah, I'm fine," said Jill. Jack gazed out the drenched windows. He said to Jill, "I'm going to see how bad it is." Jack got out into the storm. In the headlight, she vaguely made out his form as he walked around the front of the car. Later, he jumped in, completely drenched. He explained that the car was not severely damaged, but that they were wheel-deep in mud. "I need to go get some help right now," said Jack. He instructed her to secure the car, including turning off the lights and locking the doors, until he got back. Nervously, Jill took a swallow. Dimly ahead of them was Colchester Overpass, sometimes referred to as Bunnyman Bridge. They both knew who Jack was thinking of when he told her to lock the car, even though he hadn't actually said the name. The legend involved a man wearing a rabbit costume who attacks people with an axe. Jill could hear a shriek, a thump, and a peculiar gurgling sound coming from outside the car. However, the darkness prevented her from making out any details. She shrank in her chair, trembling with fear. After listening quietly for a while, she heard something else. Crack, crack, crack. The sound was gentle, like the blowing of the wind. The car was suddenly bathed in brilliant light. Someone knocked on the car window. She was instructed to exit the car by a voice that sounded authoritative. She assumed Jack tracked down a highway officer. Jill opened the car door and got out. The light was so intense. Once her eyes had adjusted, she could see it. Jack's body was hanging from a tree by his feet close to the car. The bloody gash in his throat was deep enough to have severed his head. The dead body thumped against the tree as it swung in the wind. Crack, crack, crack. After yelling, Jill ran toward the source of the voice and the light. She got closer and saw that it wasn't a flashlight's beam. Someone wearing a white suit with long bunny ears held an axe that looked huge and heavy. She took a few steps backwards away from the illuminated figure before running into the car. The bunny man muttered, "Playing around when my back was turned?" He ran his fingers along the axe's sharp blade. "You have done some very bad things." The glint of the axe blade in the ominous incandescent light was the last thing she saw.